Sorry, Charles, we got a little crookedness happening on the gimbal here. Sometimes it, there we go, much better. Okay, here we go. We're in the park.
Confederate Square Park.
Right. What was it? Is this park named after the? What's the union that they're talking about?
I have no clue. I should know, but I don't. There might be a.
We do have George Washington there.
But this is this park is the site of many a protest. Indeed, during the BLM era in 2020 in particular, there were quite a few protests here. They'd start here and then they'd spill into Washington Square Park and they march all over the city. I thought I saw some people getting ready to protest actually, but I don't see any signs of them at present.
We definitely heard some.
And interestingly, I did see, I forget why I saw this, but I saw somebody sent me some footage, or maybe there was YouTube footage that I just came across of original film of Union Square in like 1900 or 1890 or something, and it was really something. I mean, this was very much the center in the 1900s.
Yeah.
This was very active with stores. You can see Grace Church Spire there.
Oh yeah.
That was the prominent Episcopalian church in the area then. A lot of wealthy people lived around here, and it was humming. And then by the 60s, 70s, and 80s, it went straight into the Shitholi territory.
Yeah.
The park was actually shut for a number of years.
Really?
Yeah, it was all boarded up.
Just because too much crime or what?
Crime, people shooting drugs. It had no money to maintain it, so it was basically cut off from the public.
Hey, look at that. I've never noticed that before. There is a police, some kind of like video or sensor device over there.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. This morning I did a taping for a...
Wait, what's that?
Just kids.
No, there's something going on. Let's look at this. Uh-oh, I think it's a fight, Charles.
Let's not get too close to them, Jason.
Well, let's just see what's going on.
Okay.
I don't want to get involved in a fight, but you and I were speaking offline.
I just don't want to get too close to them because if it's a fight, it could easily migrate to us. I think it's probably a fight.
Charles, we're in a dangerous time right now because the world has evolved.
Yeah, Jason, I'd stay well away from there.
We are, but it seems like a big brawl over there. And one of the things that I've noticed is that we've got a culture, I don't know if it's due to social
Because when
media.
they see you filming them, they're going to turn on you. Yeah.
Well, we'll stay over here, but I'm troubled by this expanding
beatdown crap,
beatdown, the ground and pound. Like, I honestly think we need new legislation where if you attack a person who is incapacitated,
let's just stay
it should
right
be
here.
attempted murder. I think something bad is happening there.
Yeah, Jason, but we're not going to interview.
Okay, we're not. Anyway, this is not what we're here to talk about today, Charles. We will be having an extensive conversation in the First Amendment Forum, so I want to make sure that people know that they can participate and view that by becoming sponsors on subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth and odyssey.com/@crowdsourcethetruth or crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com. Charles, you're going to be publishing lots of information very soon on charlesortel.substack.com.
Indeed.
What do you want to talk about today, and what can people expect?
I mean...
Actually, let's go down through the farmer's market. I want to show you something.
Sure. We'll do the... well, we got to talk about the great art department poster. There's certain people, without getting into it, whose heads are superimposed on the body. There's at least one person who's not going to be pleased that the head was on the fattest actor in there. But it's a great poster.
Did you see this movie, the original movie Hidden Figures, about these genius women, black women who were working for NASA? I thought it was a very good movie, but a stupid title. Right. This is Hidden Losers.
Yeah, right. And so we have very prominent losers who are in the Biden administration, all of them. And I think behind the scenes, we'll talk about this in depth in the First Amendment Forum, that there are the internals on the Biden candidacy are just disastrous. I would bet they're not raising money, that the poll numbers on Democrats, an overwhelming majority of Democrats don't want Biden to run. And that's before we teeter into whatever's going to happen with the financial markets, with the burgeoning banking crisis, with the rise of AI, the falling income levels, the soaring inflation, the rising crime. I mean, if you're sitting here in early May 2023, thinking about 2 baseball seasons, which is what we've got left before the election, that's a lot of time. And I don't see a lot of opportunity for the economy under Biden to go upwards. So you've got geopolitical messes, you got all this kind of stuff. And I think they're well advanced now in a plan to position somebody other than Biden to actually just swoop in and be the nominee who will immediately be acclaimed by the parrots in the mainstream media who so beclowned themselves, and I think ushered in their own exit from the scene when they clapped like baby seals at the White House Correspondents' Dinner as Biden was making fools of them.
I didn't see Usher there. I saw John Legend.
No, ushered in.
Oh.
Di Paoli turkey farm. I don't think those are Asian.
Well, that's what I wanted to say, is that I've noticed, I mean, you know, I've lived around this area for 30, how old am I? 33 years, Charles.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the people
And
who are fighting right
I
there.
have really never noticed.
These are the guys who are fighting right there. One ran away.
Oh, really?
He was just put a phone down his pants. Careful.
Huh. Well, there are Chinese farmers now, and that's totally fine, but just something that I've noticed, I wonder if Chinese families are taking over some of the farms from New Jersey and upstate New York that, hang on, typically are...
Yeah, Breezy Hill Orchard. Where is Breezy Orchard? This is
Orchard
it's
in
near where I
Cypress
used to live, I think. Not the most creative name, Breezy Hill, so maybe there's more than one.
Well, what if there's no breeze on the hill? Then it's ironic.
It's ironic.
Yeah.
It's like Iran, where it's
Well,
really
speaking
hot.
of Iran, Valerie Jarrett would be, I'm sure you've told me this, but I was just reminded in making this image that she's the director of the Obama Foundation.
Is she now? Yeah, she's the executive director of it, or she's
The president or something
she
like
really?
that. Right? Valerie Jarrett, I'm pretty sure.
Is she back on that? She was on the board. I didn't know that she was.
Let me make sure I've got that right.
Right.
Obama Foundation.
She's the one who's put on there because of her scandal-free administration of Barack Obama's
I
presidency.
guess.
I mean,
Now, yeah, Valerie Jarrett is the chief executive officer.
wow, she's probably being paid a fair amount of money now.
Probably 6 figures to.
No, I would guess more than that.
But isn't that too much for a
Well,
foundation?
It should be, but in his case, he's already got over $500 million in there.
You want
And
a
he hasn't
lamp?
even built what?
You want a lamp?
Yeah, I got one.
What's the YouTube channel?
Huh?
What's the YouTube channel?
Crowdsource the truth.
All right.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
So, Charles, one of the things that I wanted to show you over here, you probably heard that the Writers Guild of America has announced a strike, which basically shuts down production of movies, and because even after it's written, usually you have the writer there, you're making changes to the script and stuff like that.
I
This
wouldn't
basically
know.
shuts down everything, TV
Look
shows.
at that. Nice bug.
Holy cow! Good
That's
thing I
a
didn't step on it.
Gigantic bug.
That's
to go with the rats.
micro livestock. You should never
Forget
step on
about-
a roach, Charles.
Forget about steaks. You can even eat those in the Biden administration.
But you should never step on a roach, not because I am interested in humane treatment of roaches,
What
but
are you,
because if it's a
Dolly
female,
The Dolly fucking llama all of a sudden?
no, if it's a female, you get the eggs embedded in your shoe and you will track them all over the place.
Huh.
So don't step on a roach. If you see it, spray it or
That could
crush
be the
it.
title of your first autobiography. Don't step on a road.
I don't know if it's interesting. Wait.
We'll wait.
So Valerie Jarrett is in charge of that crooked thing.
Well, really, part of what I'm writing, I'll talk more about it in the First Amendment Forum. I think there's a compromise that McCarthy and Biden can work out here, and that compromise is in the Biden budget now, which the Republicans want to strip out. There's 87,000 new
IRS agents?
IRS agents. And my attitude would be, you know what? You can have 10,000 new IRS agents, but they're all going to focus on the tax exempt
Yeah.
sphere.
No,
so
I
Joe,
agree.
you're right. We do need to increase the size. And you know where we're going to start, Joe? Is with any presidential foundation.
Right.
We're going to start with all of them that have ever been created. And then, this is the Netflix Writers Guild here.
Oh, well, is it Netflix?
Well,
or?
this is Netflix headquarters around here.
So that might be why they're protesting here, because I think this Writers Guild issue has to do with streaming and
Writers Guild on
royalties
strike.
and whatever.
Wow. No thanks.
I don't really have any sympathy for Hollywood unions, because when I was in IATSE, all they did was take money from me, and they basically suck. So the writers and all of Hollywood can go out of business for all I care. I hope this strike goes on for a long enough time that everybody involved goes broke.
Right versus wrong. These guys can't even write.
Right, what they write is crap.
Amazon labor union.
Yeah, it's just
This is really, of all the things to protest,
yeah, exactly.
this is kind of pathetic. What?
I don't know, but why don't you just start a Substack and complain about it on there rather than rely on idiots in Hollywood to pay you? Fair enough is right. Have a nice day.
It's like,
Got some cops standing around doing nothing.
I'm
It's
speechless.
perfect.
I'm a writer, but that's a lot of people. Well, let's go over here,
All
Jason.
of them suckers.
We'll see from a...
Losers, crybabies.
Look, it goes all the way down the
crybabies.
street.
Well, let's check it out.
How could so many people care about this?
Well, maybe they're writers, or I don't know.
I mean, this is more action than I've seen for anything other than a BLM riot.
Exactly. Maybe it's coordinated by the same people. By the way, these are the writers who are writing the crap that's
It sucks.
polluting everybody's mind. Everything I just said to that guy, I fully
Endorse?
Yeah, I mean, let it all go out of business. Screw all these
a lot
people.
of people with the same pre-printed signs.
Right.
This is
Well,
what's
but
called,
they have a union. That makes
This is right
sense.
here. This is a spontaneous demonstration, right?
No, I mean, it makes sense, Charles, that this would be coordinated by the union and that they'd all have signs and go to some, union office.
The same chant, hey, hey, ho, ho. I mean, come on, can you not improve on that? You're writers. We're not talking about people, who don't know how to come up in theory with new ideas. This is from the 60s. Maybe even pathetic.
It's quite a protest. But I mean, for me, it makes sense that a protest like this would be coordinated and organized and that the signs would be pre-printed. But it says a lot about some of the other protests that we've seen where there is no union involved, or at least there shouldn't necessarily be.
There's your IATSE.
Yeah, well, IATSE, I want my $19,000 back.
Think about this. Corporate greed has got to go. Greed. This feels like an episode of Russian Doll. Anyway,
Episode of what?
to think that humans are never going to be greedy, right? Are these people not greedy?
I think the union is greedy.
And how much are the union leaders paid, I wonder?
Right. That's what I mean. When I paid them and I was in the union, I said, okay, some non-union guy is trying to take my job. They were like, oh,
Never mind.
yeah, we can't deal with that. Oh, these cops aren't actually here to do anything. They stopped at Starbucks. That's hilarious. Just never do anything. Oh, look, and here's a non-union job using the street to save money for Amazon. Nobody's protesting that. What's up with that?
There was somebody protesting.
Protesting this?
No, there was a guy who had an Amazon labor union sweatshirt.
And then here's Amazon not using a labor union.
I know.
Well, listen, Charles. So this has been our intro here. We're going to take a step into the First Amendment Forum where we're going to be able to talk about this in a little bit more depth, actually quite a bit more depth. People are going to be able to join us on Odyssey.com @crowdsourcethetruth, crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com, and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. Don't forget to check out charlesortel.substack.com, and you can follow Charles on Twitter or me. We'll be right back in 5 minutes. Thanks for tuning in.